Hello, my name is Carol May Whittick, your creativity and spiritual life coach, and welcome to Higher Energetic Resonance Inspirations. This week, I'm talking about creating your own spiritual philosophy. From Swami Vivekananda, you have to grow from the inside out. No one can teach you. No one can make you spiritual. There is no other teacher but your own soul. And before I go into the episode, a couple of ways that I can support you. Firstly, feel free to join up to the newsletter for her inspirations. Every week I'll be giving you additional points to expand on what I speak about in each episode, and also update you on any exclusives and upcoming events. And speaking of upcoming events, the next date for the Creative Confidence Masterclass is going to be on the 14th of August 2024. This masterclass is for you if you're ready to rediscover your creative abilities, explore spiritual practices that enhance your creativity and build a strong connection with your intuition, and be able to apply your creativity to all aspects of your life and join the growing community. Links are all below. Frequently, when I talk about spirituality, I sense people zoning out because spirituality seems woo-woo and they're busy dealing with real life. And this could stem from a misunderstanding of what spirituality is. Personally, for me, I've been on a journey of spiritual exploration since I left organised religion in my teens. So that's well over 30 years of reading, studying, joining groups, exploring multiple modalities and leaving many of them and contemplating all of it and how that's changed me. And these are some of the things that I've discovered, is that the clothes, the trinkets, the verbiage do not make a person any more spiritual, any more righteous or enlightened. And additionally, with anything where there are people involved, they're going to be bad actors who are using spirituality to deceive and to mislead. And the world that we find ourselves in today is a world because of the result of people not taking time to slow down, to breathe and appreciate what they do have, and getting to know who they really are and who they want to be. And as a result, they have succumbed to the external pressure to achieve. And also add to that, trying to maintain sanity and find solutions to the maelstrom of division and chaos that we find ourselves in. And I believe that our own commitment to spirituality will transform our individual lives and therefore will transform the world. But it can seem unclear and complicated to step into spirituality. But what if I told you it was simple? And what if I told you, as a creator, you can design your own spiritual philosophy? Spirituality in itself has the potential to be hierarchical. And what I mean by that is that when people begin a spiritual path and embark on learning about spirituality, they start to learn new words, new practices, they get the tools, they start playing around the trinkets, and they adopt a new persona and maybe even change their name. And no judgment, because I nearly went there. But are they really being themselves? Have they discovered who they are, or have they found a way of avoiding the aspects and the painful aspects of their life? You, like I, have had our experiences of being a human in the modern world and what that brings to us and how that can cloud our judgment and the way that we feel about things. And until we decide that we want change and we're stepping away from it and we want to really transform ourselves, we are going to continue acting out on the programming. And a lot of that is competing with our fellow humans. And that competition oftentimes transfers itself into spiritual communities, because that element of us all wanting to be seen as more knowledgeable, more experienced, more connected, more healed, above negativity. And the thing is, unless that's genuinely where we are, and nobody is, we're telling ourselves a lie and we're showing up with a mask in the world. And using spirituality as a way to bypass the real work and the true awareness that we need. Some of the most spiritual people that I have known have never heard of any of the spiritual practices. They don't know any of the names of the the gurus or the celebrities or the faces within the community, and yet they exude that higher energetic resonance of somebody who is in an enlightened, ascended state even. So what does it take, and is it possible to live as a spiritual person without the spiritually prescribed practices? And I think it is. And I think it's possible to forge our own spirituality by bringing together the experiences that we've had from other modalities. So that doesn't take away from the exploration, but also remember that you're creating the experience you have. Endeavor to be your own spiritual guru. It's a balance between allowing people to open new ideas to you and guide you in certain directions, but also to step back. There are people who have more experience than us, and I do feel it's beneficial to listen to them, to buy their books, to work with them on the level that they're offering. But also it's equally as important, in fact it's more so important, imperative even, to run things through your own filter of discernment. Know that you have the right to do so, even if you're day one of your spiritual journey. Sometimes that may mean checking in with others to find out what their experiences are, but then again, always asking the questions of what biases are they operating from, what unresolved trauma is showing up, what personal gripes may they have, are they feeling a level of envy about the person that they're speaking badly about. Some people are just in a space where it's difficult for them to be nice, and their only way of feeling better about themselves is to sabotage others. And yes, that happens even in the spiritual communities. And you may be thinking, well, I just want to have spirituality where I find the bliss, and I want to find the love and the laughter and the joy and the light. All of this sounds like hard work. And the work is the work. The work is never ending. Yes, we want to experience those moments of bliss, those moments of connection and expansion. But however, to do so, we need to explore every possibility by building our own discernment, by building our own critical thinking, to truly know the sound and the feeling of our own intuition. And this is slow and time consuming at first, but over time and with trust, we get there, and it does become almost instant and innate. And this is where you get to build the confidence and the solidity in your own intuition. And this can be even if you ignored it in the past because you did not yet trust yourself. In hindsight, you can see that you were being led in the right direction. That sense of feeling unworthy or unqualified to follow your own voice, you realize that there was part of you that was guiding you all along. This is the perfect way to learn how to know yourself and to honor the connection that can only be forged with your intuition. Building your personal philosophy begins with deep listening and following the direction of those whispers. And sometimes that can mean walking away from what you first thought that you needed. And I've experienced this in joining practices or groups only to realize that it wasn't the space for me after a period of time. And then stepping away and staying strong in my decision, even when my mind was continually questioning what I've done and feeling that there was an element of me missing out on something. But sometimes what you need is just to witness something for a short period of time to know that it's not right for you. There might be times where you choose something that you need something that's more expansive, that's greater, that's maybe more challenging. But oftentimes you don't know until you try. And for myself as well, time has always shown me that I did the right thing, even when it was like, oh gosh, here we go again. Do I have to get up and leave? Oftentimes I have to get up and leave, but looking back, I knew that that's the right thing to do. And by doing that continually, following my intuition, even when it doesn't make any sense, even when initially I might question my own moves, then seeing how it plays out is why my trust in my intuition only grows stronger. And that's how it will grow stronger for you. Philosophy is the way you live. It's your thoughts and your behaviors. It's your attitude and your principles. It's your purpose, your standards. It's you asking yourself what represents right or wrong in my life. And then how do you translate your responses into what you practice? As you spend time contemplating those points and finding out what is true for you, it will start to uncover your true perspective and possibly areas where you may need support and guidance, and try and figure out where you feel that you are and where it is that you want to be. These are the deeper questions that most people never ask themselves, or at least not until they've lived a long life and later in their life where they still feel that disconnection or despondency, or feel that something's missing. The earlier that you are on the path, then the sooner your life purpose will unfold for you. The more likely you are to live a life that's in line and congruent to what you really want to do. It's finding the confidence to be self-led, to be connected to who you are above any external interference. And this is not to ignore the world, but it is to be able to stand firm in it with compassion and wisdom. And it's an ever evolving and expanding into more and more of who you are. By truly peering into what comes up for you when you're in this questioning, looking at all of your hurts and shame, honestly answering what those experiences have done to you and for you, and looking at how your life view has changed as a result, you can ask yourself, have I grown in wisdom and understanding? Or have those experiences left me in fear and bitterness and contraction? And if so, what am I going to do about that? What do you truly want to be and have in your life? And how will you allow it to be part of your experience? Are you still feeling unworthy? Why do you feel unworthy? What areas can worthiness be built in you? When you have the responses to all of those questions, as you design your spiritual philosophy, it's the path that's going to take you to where you want to go. And it's by the questions you ask, it's by the practices you choose to incorporate in your life. And that may be by learning different and new spiritual philosophies. Once you've incorporated that, as you start to shift and change and grow, it's what moves are you going to make as a result of what you uncover about yourself. And also remembering that you're continually asking yourself, where do I want to go? Am I there yet? And if you're not there yet, what are you prepared to do? Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, man cannot live without a spiritual life. Buddha. Thank you for joining me once again on another episode of Higher Energetic Resonance Inspirations. I appreciate you listening, and I would appreciate you leaving a review and sharing it with anyone who you feel will benefit from the content shared within. Check the show notes for the links to the email list and the Creative Confidence Masterclass coming up on the 14th of August. You can find out more about me on my website. It's carolmaywhittick.com, carolmaywhittick.com. You can also find me, Carol May Whittick, on LinkedIn and Facebook. And also you can connect with me on Instagram, Kazmic, Cazmick. Until the next episode, please enjoy your week. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.